Well, the waffle
Syrup?
holds the syrup.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
has
Waffle,
pockets.
Yeah, and it's a structure, and you can actually feel
You
that
know what it
structure when
is?
you're chewing.
And it doesn't really get soggy
It
as
has
fast.
it has a crunch.
That's important.
It has a
It
crunch.
does. It's like perfect mac and cheese.
It doesn't have that. Like, it has a.
The sound effects like that.
What do you find in music? Like, what's your personal taste? Like, what gets you liking music when you listen to it? What really what captures?
These days, when I'm listening to music, it's real just vibey stuff. Like whenever I'm driving, something that's mellow and chill. Like I find myself, it's not really folk, but it's kind of like, shit, what do you want to call it?
Instrumental stuff? Or no?
It kind of is, but there's vocals in it. They're just very harmonic type vocals.
Indie
yeah,
folk type stuff.
yeah.
Like acoustic, or it's very mellow.
Yeah. I could pull up one
Yeah,
of them
go for
right
it.
now.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, what?
They're very. I would say they're actually kind of theatric. Like they're. You kind of find them in like an indie movie almost, like something with Robert Downey Jr. or something. While he's playing a particular judge. Yeah,
Judge.
So as far as music goes, I guess it could depend on.
I mean, I'm very music fluid. Like I listen to a lot of country. I listen to a lot of metal.
Yeah, so I guess it kind of it's more of like your feeling, right? Like if you're watching a movie, you.
Dude, I could literally go listen to 3 country music songs and go, man, I really need to listen to like Killswitch Engage or something right now.
Yeah.
And instantly jump into that.
So what reaches out to you the most in music? Is it the instrumentals? Is it the vocals? Like
it's a mix of both.
So it's a collaboration.
I love very
everything.
when it's the instrumentals, I like very rangy things that kind of like stay in one area and then just like go crazy and then come back up.
So dynamics.
Yeah, real dynamic. And then with the vocals, sometimes I don't even understand what the fucking vocals are, but they're like they change so well with it. And it's not like, it's not pop music, so it's not like you're just getting shoved down your throat.
Super predictable shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The voices kind of change. Like it sounds like that you would never really hear someone doing. So like they could never be like a performer of the year or anything like that.
They're not mainstream.
Yeah.
In other words, yeah. Yeah, I've never been too mainstream. I don't shun away from mainstream either, though.
Dude,
I like a lot of
funny.
mainstream shit.
There's some mainstream songs that are really good.
Because there are people who will be like purists and deny that any mainstream shit is good. And I don't think that's true at all. There's a reason why shit's successful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Obviously, Nickelback always is in the conversation when you talk about that stuff.
Nickelback had a lot of good songs.
They have great
but
songs.
You listen to it now, and it's kind of funny because of all the memes about it. And then you listen to that. Like, you know what band I used to love, but I'm like ashamed of now? It's Maroon 5.
I like their old stuff.
Yeah, I hated Maroon 5, but my mother would constantly play it every time we went camping.
Mm-hmm.
She would just like jam it. And I was like, fuck. And eventually I just started putting in the CD myself and listening to it. And it's kind of the same thing with, what was that band there with Fergie?
Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas. Their songs, they were like...
My humps.
They're catchy.
My humps, my humps, my humps. I remember her playing the shit out of that.
Yeah. Just listening to that stuff and then you're like hooked on it.
But it's also...
But that's also how I listened to Alter Bridge for the first time too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a time capsule though with music. Because sometimes you can think back to music that you haven't heard in a while and it brings you back to a memory.
Yeah, well, it's also crazy that you might not remember the song, but it comes on and you just like instantly like, oh yeah.
I forgot that was in there in my library of memories. You hear it and you vibe immediately.
And
with
then
it.
you might forget it like 3 days later.
Yeah.
And then randomly one day it'll be in your head again. You're like, shit, I better go back to that. Like there's so much music out there. It's really hard to like catalog it.
Mm-hmm.
I said there's a lot of people who can.
Yeah.
Like there's really like people who just like live and breathe the music that they listen to, and they don't make the music, but it's their therapy. So they like really remember what it is.
Yeah.
I have a hard time doing that sometimes. I know songs that I like, and if I hear them, I love them. Some bands I can remember, and then there's some bands like now that I'm trying to look up, and it's like because they're not really like a big band,
Yeah.
They just it's a few couple songs that you always go back to and listen to. especially during a certain part of the day. It's always a certain part of the day, probably midday while I'm working, driving. I'm like, all right, it's time to plug these guys in, pop it right in and start playing them. And then like, I don't know.
It's a vibe thing.
It's not really a good thing because I like kind of like daydream while I drive. So it's like I put music on to help me like envision things a lot of the time. Like it would go on and I'm making a story up in my head with it. And I'm like, this is the song that will be playing at this position. You know, oh, this is my wedding song. You know, things that just go through your head and you play it out. And that's half the time I wind up doing. And one day I'll probably crash and die. So
While you're hurling down the road at 60 miles an hour in a van, you're just staring at the sky thinking of what could be. That's awesome. Yeah, it's interesting. I was telling Andy, it's kind of interesting how you have people who are musicians who understand what's going on with the music and they know why they like it. But you can have people who don't know anything about music and they know when they like music, like a certain song. It's all feel, I think, kind of. Or it's like a chemical thing that happens when you hear it and you feel it. You're like, oh shit.
oh yeah, the sounds, you know, you hear the sounds and you kind of like, because there's songs people play and nobody likes it.
Yeah,
it's like,
right?
it's pretty obvious why. Like
Yeah.
it's just nothing lines up.
Just noise, yeah, or yeah, everything's all over the place and
like
it's a
if I
mess.
picked up a guitar and started strumming that fucking thing and then screeching into the mic, nobody's gonna like it.
Most likely, yeah. You'll get one asshole.
This guy.
You know, it's not bad.
I'm gonna sign you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's at a, I think it's at a deep, like almost spiritual level that people feel when they listen to music, you know.
Yeah,
It's
so
weird.
that band I was talking about is called Novo and More.
I have a playlist of this called Infinite Acoustic,
Yeah,
and it's all of that stuff. It is indie, yeah.
yeah. I just enjoy it a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
I
listen
like
to
it too. It's great when you're really sad and it's like a sad day.
It's-
Yeah,
it's
you can do
that
sad or it can actually just
emotional.
blank you out.
It can
actually-
be emotional, like just straight emotional. You know, it doesn't have to be sad. It can be happy too.
Mhm.
And and he's talking
It
about
will-
like
yeah.
weddings and something like that.
Well,
like
it
I
helps-
could see a whole wedding video built off of just
Well,
that.
it helps you get into your emotions, and I think that's like it's great for driving because a lot of times when you drive, you just blank out. So when you have music like that playing, it kind of opens up a little things, like it keeps you going and everything like that. But then eventually you want something harder. Because you listen to that for a little bit and you're like, all right, time to change it up.
Yeah,
Got to get something more aggressive.
I feel like-
you get too into it.
I feel like that genre is all tears. It's either tears of sadness or tears of joy, and there's no in between.
yeah.
No matter what, this tears come.
yeah, it makes you feel within that either really happy tear or that sad tear.
Yeah, it really lowers the testosterone.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you
for
need
sure.
to
It's
pick
got
it
that it's
back
got
up
that
afterwards.
estrogen going, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, I need something more heavier.
Yeah.
And then you bring up that heavier.
Right.
When I was
upbeat.
younger, if I was listening to something like this, I'd never show anyone. Like, oh, no.
Yeah.
But
Right.
then you get older, you don't really care, and you're like, yeah, dude, it's great stuff.
It's great. Yeah, you don't care at all.
Well, someone like me and Matt too. Like we have experience with all audio, and we know the emotion because being a composer, you have to know the emotion, and you can't restrict yourself from.
Yeah, well, I think that's really important as a musician that you guys have a range of music that you like. I can't see anybody who like becomes a guitarist because he likes Metallica, and then that's all he ever listens to the rest of his life
It's just
because
yeah.
all he'll ever sound like is fucking Metallica.
Yeah, literally, if you limit yourself, you will only be.
Yeah, the most dynamic musicians are always the ones that had a large influence across the board. Like it could be something that's nothing that sounds like them, but it influenced them enough in a way that they do something with their music that kind of is a callback for them to it, and it sounds good.
100%.
Yeah, that's it. Does it sound good? It doesn't matter what it is, the
Yep.
genre of it or the quality even. Like there's some old recordings that I like, music from the 20s and 30s I vibe with sometimes if
Yeah.
I'm in the mood and it sounds like shit.
I'm actually surprised sometimes, like the oldies that I pop in randomly. I'll be going through the radio and some oldies channel comes on, and it's like, wow, yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is though.
It's kind of weird because it's like the older you get, the more you actually appreciate it. Because when you're younger, you just
yeah.
fuck that.
I think it's because you're not trying so hard to fit into a crowd at that point. It's like my friends will frown and they'll look down upon me if I listen to this shit,
Maybe.
even if you kind of like it.
Get made fun of.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's a lot of things like that. Like I feel like as you get older, there's more stresses in your life and everything like that. So when you hear that music, it hits an emotion that you didn't have when you were younger and you have now.
Yeah.
So it hits a certain part of you that
Like you unlocked it
Yeah.
or something. Like you
Yeah.
leveled up.
like you leveled up or something. Like it's just a range that you have now that you can appreciate that. Like the good example is Anthony. Like Anthony's musical taste from where he was to where he is now is like insane, right?
Yeah.
Because he was just all rap music. That's all he listened to is rap. And now I'll find him downloading fucking everything under the sun, Dancing in the Moonlight, like left and right.
Which is probably something he's probably already knew, but he just, that wasn't something that he was like really always wanting to feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Michael now, right? He was always big in the metal, like Pantera and stuff like that. And
Sean's on the same road too.
Yeah, well, Sean doesn't really listen to anything else.
No,
that's all he listens to.
You go through a stage.
Yeah, Michael now is actually like listening to rap now and stuff like that. And it's so funny seeing how his style changed too, because now he's wearing white Nike Air Forces and stuff. Like it's hilarious. Like he's wearing more like sweatpants with sweatshirts and stuff. Before it used to just be like jeans and a black band shirt and everything.
Isn't
like
it
that.
weird how fashion and music always go together?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why is that?
It's
so
it
weird.
is weird because
Trends.
you have rappers wearing
It
like
is trends.
shit that
Trends.
like emos used to wear back in
Yeah.
the day now. So
For the longest time, people growing their hair out just to like have that little sweat.
well,
like that.
well, you
To go,
see the
The emo?
e-boy hairdo now. It's like that puffy, like kind of like 80s hair, but it's trimmed on the side, so it's like all fucking puffy and curly hair,
Straight
but
up.
off the side.
but it's like 80s now.
Because they're
retro.
wearing the stupid ass earrings hanging down, like the cross, like they're
Oh
fucking-
yeah.
like they're in the
Like-
Lost Boys. Or
Yeah,
some
like
shit.
like you spend your days in the catacombs,
Yeah.
like in a vampire club or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell's going
I
on.
don't either.
there.
It's like Blade or something.
Yeah, that's like
It's
the fuck boy look of the year now. Like
that poof, that front poof.
it's also
It's like two colors.
Yes, like it's hilarious to me also because what's a popular clothing item that was not popular when we were kids? Champion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
the
can buy
brand.
that shit at Madness, Discount Madness, dude.
Yeah, that was the cheap shit.
That was like shit my grandfather was wearing, and it's like popular now. Like people are wearing Champion shoes and Champion shirts. I'm like, what the fuck?
and it's only a matter of time before it goes up in price or something like that. Kind of like Converse. That used to be. That used to be.
That
the
was
poor-
huge.
That was the poor people shoe.
Well, you know what it is with this new like generation of kids. They think they're really into the thrash shopping. Like they're really into old shit.
Everything's vintage.
The older the shit you're wearing, the cooler you seem. So you got like these celebrities that only do the vintage shopping, and they got all this shit together. It's like that's clearly not vintage.
Yeah, there's a whole market for old like tour shirts, like old band shirts and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, they go into these thrift shops and they just buy like giant sweatshirts that don't fit them and stuff, and that's the style now. You just have a big ruggedy sweatshirt that's all like chopped up here and everything like that.
It's
like,
interesting too how some companies their whole brand is just the brand, like Converse or Champion. You're literally just wearing a billboard.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
it just
Nike.
says their name
That's
on
it. That's it. It's like there's no creative input at all. It's just the
I've
name.
worn Converse, but I don't really like them for the simple fact that the fucking stupid star they have on the side and like the name Converse on it and everything like that.
It's a billboard for your
I
feet.
feel like a giant child when I wear Converse. Like I literally feel like a giant child from the 60s.
They
when
look
I wear
kind of cool,
Converse.
depending on what's on them.
I enjoy them while working out, as far as getting as flat as to the ground as you can get. But from there,
I've always admired.
That's the secret to those guns.
I've always
Yeah.
admired Pumas. Like you always see the Pumas the drummers
Yeah.
wear and stuff. I've always wanted a pair of those, but I never knew where to look for them, and I don't know what kind they get. I'm like, shit.
I've
If I was
worn.
If I was a drummer,
What are
I'd
they
know.
called?
If I was a drummer, I'd know. what
It'll
shoes
come to
to
me.
get.
There's a brand that kind of got a little popular. I forget. I'm not doing a good job at helping them out, but they're like minimally branded. If you look at them, you wouldn't really know what they were. But they're made for drummers. They're not made for the style. Like they make different colors and stuff, but it's like you're a drummer. You're not even going to see them.
Well, I like what the ones the drummers normally wear. They're normally like flat on your feet, and they're kind of like
That's what it is.
your
Yeah,
foot. You know.
yeah. That's what they are. They feel good on the pedals.
you
like,
almost
allow
want to be. You
slide.
almost want to be barefoot.
get that
Go
protein.
get her a fucking chicken wing, like a
yeah,
should have
right.
been like
Baby wings.
turkey thigh.
Baby,
All those monstrous ones that are actually ham.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't taste like turkey to me.
They don't taste that great.
They really aren't that good.
No, it's
Like,
dark
not at
meat.
all.
It's dark meat.
I don't like
so-
dark meat.
No, turkey meat, dark meat, bad. Yeah. I don't know anyone who likes it, but they always cut it up and put it on the tray.
Yeah.
There's always that one asshole who just takes it though, like, yeah, it all tastes good to me.
Nah.
I actually don't like turkey.
It's not the best meat.
No.
It's
I
good
like-
when you smother it with
I like-
gravy.
Yeah, I like turkey, like deli meat.
Yeah.
But that's primarily like I normally get like a honey turkey.
But I'll
Yeah,
never
yeah.
trade it for chicken.
No.
I'll always take chicken over
no,
turkey.
no. Turkey has a weird taste to it.
It's like an aftertaste or something.
Yeah.
It almost tastes like bad chicken.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like you're gonna die.
It's like slimier.
Yeah, turkey has a very weird aftertaste to it.
The only time I really like turkey is like where it's made for is Thanksgiving next to potatoes fucking smothered with gravy.
Honestly, I think I'd rather have like a pork loin or like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or a ham. I prefer ham, like a honey ham.
Yeah.
Most turkeys that
if
I've
it's done
had-
properly. Some people just bake it and they don't put anything on it.
Most turkeys I think I've eaten are very dry.
Yeah,
It's
Well,
a dry meat.
I would so maybe my taste would change on a turkey if it was the deep fried turkey. I never had a deep fried
That's
turkey.
the thumbnail, by the way.
Yeah.
It's both of us looking at the camera and you talking. You're in the middle and we're on the sides. Just that's gonna be great. As you were talking about the meat, we both look over. We start giving the eyes.
The deep fried turkey. I've seen.
I don't
People
think
do
I've
it.
never had it.
Never had it. I've always wondered why nobody does it. Like it's always the same fucking turkey. Everyone just puts it in the oven.
Well, I
cooks it.
mean, it is deep fried, so it's technically not that.
Most people don't do crazy things with turkey. They usually just do the regular way. There's,
Yeah,
there's
well,
not creative.
There's even better
No,
ways
smoked.
like to cook it, like spatchcock.
Smoked
Yeah.
turkey.
Oh
Where
yeah,
you-
dude, that's
where you
on a sub. Fuck, man.
Cut the turkey and you lay it flat as opposed to.
Well,
cooking
you
it
know, you go to Publix and you get a nice smoked turkey fucking sub or like a ham, like a boar's head ham or whatever, like a sandwich. The Publix fucking sandwiches, dude.
Where do you even
It's so
find a
good.
Publix around here?
When I was down in Florida,
Okay.
not around here, but I'm saying in general. That's why I said you would know because he's never had Publix.
Yeah.
Well, you have. We went. Remember, we went to the deli in Publix and we ate lunch there. It's where we sat up top on the second floor.
we get the chicken there.
We got the chicken, dude.
And then we lost our chicken. That was-
The
that
best
was
chicken.
depressing.
The best
Yeah.
chicken I ever had was in California. It was a Mexican market, and we went in there and they spatchcock the thing, so they open it up
Listen, we don't talk about California.
and they bake it like they put
They
it
have
in
good
and they
food.
bake it wide open, but it's got like all like the spices on it and everything. It's so goddamn good. Like everything, it's like cooked to perfection.
That sounds
like the
amazing.
skin is flaky and delicious. And
How long does it take for them to make it though?
oh,
They're so
They
slow.
were already made, hung on a
Oh,
hook.
okay. That's how you have to do it. Because if
Yeah.
you go for any service in California, it's like a 3-hour chunk of your day. They're
The
so
last
slow.
time I was in California, Anthony wanted to get me some tacos. They were essentially like a better version of Taco Bell tacos. They were like hard shell.
Mm.
And it was really what makes it is the salsa that goes on the top of it. And we get there, and Zach's just smoking a cigarette on the sidewalk. And this fucking guy walks up in this like blacked out visor. And he's like, "We ain't trying to die out here. You need to put a mask on." He's like, "I'm smoking a fucking cigarette."
I'm killing myself, dude.
Yeah.
and dude, he's like, "You
You
gotta
want me to
get over
smoke
there."
it with my mask on?
Dude, Zach gets in the middle of the road. He's like, "Am I good here?" He's like, "Yeah, that's fine."
He has his rules. Like he has these boundaries he sets up. He has like a tape measure. He's laying it out. You don't cross this line. on my
We
safety.
own the sidewalks there, right?
By the time I got out to Bridgewater, dude, the roads were completely covered in snow.
That's so far too.
Yeah.
That's so far.
Then from there to Norfolk, I'm driving, and the roads are completely blazed in snow. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Blazed. Blazed in snow. It's an oxymoron. Yeah. The snowflakes are all high. They land on you, you get high.
So good. You see Jimmy?
They're just coming down all casually.
He's all,
Oh,
pi-
man,
he's all
you're
pissed
killing
off.
the vibe.
I'm all pissed off.
Oh, shit.
Um,
Yeah, that's fun. Fucking snow.
I think I got back. Okay, so I left at 10:30 at night. I didn't get back home till fucking 4:30 a.m.
Jesus Christ.
I was so goddamn tired.
The
dude.
end of the blizzard.
I walked into the house, I laid in bed, and my body didn't even know how to cope what was going on.
I've
It was
had
like,
many nights like that with the band doing shows, getting in 3:30, 4 o'clock. You're just dead. You're like,
Dude,
and you're so dead you can't even sleep. You're just kind of laying there, and you're trying to close your eyes, and your body's like, nope, you gotta keep your eyes.
you
open.
almost start waking up
I
again.
remember we played a show in Western Mass. And
I'll be
During
back.
a snowstorm, right?
it was fucking a nightmare.
You had to go like 5 miles an hour.
We
on
played.
The highway all the
We
way back.
like
Tell me more.
as we were unpacking the gear, I was like, "Oh fuck," I had to unpack. We unpacked it. It started snowing, I think. So then we played the show, and I'm like, "I'm dipping early," and I think everyone else started dipping early too. Bobby wound up leaving. Steve and Pat wound up leaving.
But you had that really good burger out there that night, right?
No, it wasn't that time. That's I think that might have been the last time we played up there. But as we were
Where
leaving,
was that?
it was a place we played before. I don't remember the venue.
But the burger was really good.
I think the time we got the burger, we played at that vape shop.
Are you talking about the one in Milford, like out by Milford,
you
New
brought
Hampshire?
when you brought the van to that New Hampshire venue.
Oh my God, there was no service or anything out in that area.
I think that was the
that was
burger
the
we
pizza
had.
place. The pizza place had no service whatsoever out there.
Which one? Which one are you talking
The
about?
one that you got the free pizza for playing the show.
No, that was another Western Mass one. I'm talking the
Oh
burger.
no, this was a New Hampshire one. After you went past Milford, it was a little further out. It was that pizza shop. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, was it Peterborough?
Yeah, Peterborough.
That's what it was.
Oh my God, no goddamn service out there.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
there was never any service, but there was like some good pizza. But no, that burger one was it was like a train that we went on.
little
And-
trolley.
yeah, and that one I think we played at a vape shop that time. But
You played at a vape shop a couple times.
and that
You played for a birthday show for the person who has no idea who the fuck you are.
It was actually a pretty fun birthday show with that. I was at a house. It was funny. We broke a ceiling fan. The dad actually broke.
The
a fan
dad
stand.
broke it. He was moshing.
How
But
did he break a shit? He jumps up and smacks it
dude,
out.
literally, he jumped up. I remember like
there
playing
was
drums.
a lot of people there. At
That
that
was
house party.
that was one of our best shows.
Yeah.
Like that was one of my best shows I can remember. I
Yeah.
played some shows.
that was fun.
This dude like comes flying out of nowhere and he just smashes the ceiling
That was
fan
the
in half.
CRD.
He's like,
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DJ was
yeah,
with us at the time.
it was just three of us.
Yeah. He literally threw a house party for his daughter, and he's the one who did the most damage to the house.
How old was this girl?
Oh, this is fucking loud. It might have been 21 at the time. Maybe younger, maybe 18.
I'm not sure. It was so long.
It
ago.
was a mile marker though. It was like one of those big ages, like a 18 or 21 or some shit.
This is back when I had like fire hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and it was like
This
down
is
the hair.
prime.
You were in the fucking trip pants, the
Prime.
parachute pants.
No, I was out of the parachute pants at that point.
Was this before or after the shitty barn? I forget. Were you
after.
were you
Oh,
there?
Oh no,
Shitty
it was after.
He's
that.
the one who took the symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shitty Barn was like your first actual
Oh,
show.
was
It was our first show. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It
funny.
really was a shitty barn, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was. It was fun. but
I remember the
there's, like, no one
basement. It was like a basement with plastic with water over all the electronics. So I'm like, this is fucking dangerous. You poke a hole in this, there's gonna be water dripping on everything.
I also remember the time we went to see like a baseball game or something in Drake, other side of Drake by the ponds, and there was just fucking mosquitoes everywhere.
Oh
I
god.
was wondering why the hell we were even at a baseball game to begin with out there.
By a pond, it's never good. But I assume it was
Yeah,
summer.
It was the lake. It was the lake. It was
Still.
the other side of Drake.
Not Long Pond.
Oh, that was for.
a little further up.
I think Charlene had a. What was it? Softball game.
Yeah, it was a softball game.
It was a softball. It was fucking.
I
long
just know
ago.
there was so many mosquitoes.
Really?
Nobody could even sit in the stands. They
I
had
just-
to
I
get
just-
up and move around the whole time to keep the mosquitoes out.
I just remember going there. I remember very vividly of that. I remember that. I remember going there and then being like, okay, this is mosquito-y.
You guys had some pretty
Mosquito-y.
crazy nights. I remember at one point
This
you guys
is
were really into
mosquito-y.
The Sims.
Oh, dude, we'd have LAN parties and just play The Sims.
Yeah, and you
We'd
were
all
like
sync it
downloading
up.
all your favorite bands in there. You had
I had
System of a
to.
Down.
Yeah. I'd be sitting in the hot tub and like Serge would walk over from next door with no shirt on. He'd just jump in the hot tub. I'd be hanging out with the fucking System of a Down guys. Two up. It's so funny.
Steve and Anthony just got into playing the new one. Well, new. It's not really that new, but Sims 4.
The newer ones aren't as good as the old ones.
Yeah.
They're not as moddable, I guess.
No, the building's really weird in it. It was
Yeah.
very
No,
complicated,
they're
and you only
definitely
have
moddable.
you have a very small amount of money to work with.
Yeah, it's not as good as the old. Like I think 2 is my favorite. It was the best one.
Well, I think it's before Origin took over.
yeah.
With 4, you have to have a good role on your character for the story wise that says you came into like a large income of money and everything like that.
Like a whole backstory.
Yeah, and because you have a whole thing and they ask questions and you got to answer questions to like
Yeah.
get your personality and everything like that. And
Yeah.
everybody else like did theirs and it was great. Like they kept filling up the house with like the same people. Steve was doing like Andy, Anthony, he'd throw me in there and everything like
That's
that.
hilarious.
And I did the same thing, but everybody wound up poor. So I could not fucking build a real house. I had to build a fucking little shit shack.
It's a shack with all these guys in it.
I was trying to build this big ass thing at one point. I ran out of money and they were all poor. So I had to like delete it and then go back in and do it again. Eventually I wound up with like barely a house. It had like a bathroom, a fucking 1 bedroom with like 8 bunk beds, and a kitchen that ran into the living room. That was it. That's all
hilarious.
I had.
I remember when I installed our music onto the radios in the game. So they'd like
I
turn
remember
on the
that.
radio and they'd hear us playing and they'd start dancing. And then I even put our movies on the TVs.
That's
So they'd
hilarious.
be sitting there watching our movies on TV.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was the best part. It was so funny. You could put your own pictures in, so you could buy your own pictures and like hang them up on the walls.
Yeah,
and
you
shit.
can't really mod now because it's all DLC oriented. So
Nah.
you gotta like download like, oh, you want to do this? Get the DLC.
The
So
mod, the
you
mods
gotta
were the
love
best part about
Yeah.
any PC game. Even Fallout, I would spend more time downloading textures and like rain
Dude,
effects
the whole
and shit.
reason why I wanted to originally get Skyrim on the PC.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already past the time now, so I wouldn't do it. But back
Yeah.
when I would see it, my dream was to just get a PC and like mod out the shit out of Skyrim. Because Skyrim's already deep, but you can make it deeper and make
Oh,
like
yeah.
exotic items that look cool.
Yeah,
Because in Oblivion, they had items like that looked more like
It just always crashed when
Yeah, they
Jimmy
were-
tried to run it.
exotic looking.
too many
items.
mods.
Yeah.
I had like gigs and gigs
Oh,
of textures
I do
installed.
remember that. I got a fucking HP
Laptop.
when I was like 15, and I downloaded Oblivion, and you couldn't even move, and it was like.
was
And I
all
had no
glitchy.
idea about like PC gaming or anything. I thought
Graphics.
I got a laptop. It can run it. It can't run it. It doesn't have the graphics.
He
card
probably
to
had
run it.
like 215 megabytes of fucking RAM.
Oh, that's why you don't get a fucking HP laptop to run a goddamn game.
That's so funny.
I just remember it was a terrible experience. I popped it in. It was like, and then someone convinced me to get fucking World of Warcraft. I played that for like 5 minutes and was like, I hate this shit. I hate this shit.
It's so blocky.
Blocky, grindy, which is weird because I play Ark. That's grindy. I fucking still enjoy that.
That's grindy to a very extent.
Well, you were playing it. You just got sick of getting wiped.
No, I think I got bored. Yeah.
When he started, it was like when we very first got the game, he was like, we kept building up the same fucking shit base, but we didn't know anything about defenses or anything like that. And we were on a PvP server, and some Spanish guy that was sick on a PT would constantly fucking PT Pteranodon would constantly
I still don't know, but thank you.
would fucking fly over and raid our base and steal all our shit and then take off. And then we'd fucking rebuild the base again, and the same thing would happen the next time around. And eventually we found his base and raided him on the fucking, we tamed a trike. So we were on a fucking
Sounds racist.
triceratops.
It's funny. It's funny because they had this whole.
It's a survival game where you tame dinosaurs.
They had
Like
They
like
had a-
Far Cry Turok.
they had
or
like a
something.
they had a
it's like-
tribe, and then I was the original tribe creator, and then I left the game, and then occasionally just joined back on the PlayStation, and they had like this massive fucking fort.
Yeah, he like disappeared and he came back and he's like, well, that's different. So basically, it's actually more like Rust with dinosaurs. You ever seen Rust?
I'm familiar with it, but I haven't played it. I know the basics
It's
of
made
it.
more for the PvE experience because it's got like
Yeah.
you have to like ascend by doing boss fights, and that will get you like tech gear. So tech gear is like futuristic shit. So you could get like a suit where you can fly around in the sky and shit like that.
But can someone steal that from you?
Of course, they can beat your ass out of the sky. So they have different servers. They have like they have PvE servers where you don't fight people. It's just a diversity environment. And then they have the PvP where
People can just come into
You
Yeah.
grind out all this shit, and then a fucking 5-year-old kid comes by and like smacks you in the fucking head in the sky and steals your shit, follows you back to base, and then raids your ass.
5-year-old.
You can have a base built, and if you're not online, this motherfucker can just bash through a wall and take all your shit.
It's mine now. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, there's so many bugs in the game that like that they're making an Arc 2, which hopefully fix it. I think it's going to fix it because Vin Diesel is the backer on the game. He's the big producer.
Of course he is. What else has he got going on?
Well, apparently he loved that fucking game, and it's fucking funny because people are like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get the fast 20 on fucking Arc over here. It's gonna be all about family and shotguns."
I see him as the pacifier.
That was the peak.
That random movie came out.
That was the peak. That was when he was like at rock status.
That was like Ants versus A Bug's Life.
Yeah, it was.
What was that? What was that supposed to be like? That there was another movie that was like the same premise, but
Well, I know
it was more legit.
Ants and the Bug's Life were like the same goddamn movie, but Bug's Life was better. I
Oh,
think.
clearly.
Yeah.
Like no competition.
Who the fuck designed?
Stallone was one of the ants. I think he's like the main ant.
Yeah, who the hell designed
You're
the
an
ants in the Ants movie? Because they did not look. They look like mutated humans.
It was DreamWorks, and then A Bug's Life was Pixar. And you can't compete with Pixar as far as that animation.
No.
There's no way.
Well, I mean, DreamWorks. I think Shrek.
They have good movies.
Shrek
but
competes. I think. Like you could put Shrek up against like Toy Story and stuff like that.
you can, but it's not the same story though.
A lot more adult humor.
Literally, Ants and A Bug's Life were trying like the same type of thing. They were like the same world.
They were literally fighting the same thing too. I think it was Hornets.
It came out in the same like
Same
era
year.
too,
Same
like
year.
same year.
I can't even believe that happened. How would they get away with doing that?
I don't know. It's so close.
Oh my god.
What are the chances of both people thinking of the same idea at the same time?
I don't know, but it's really weird because ants don't fuck each other. There's like one queen that lays eggs, but the fucking whole ants premise is that this one ant likes this female ant.
I don't even remember the movie. You know what that's like? It's like Finding Nemo and Shark Tale.
Yeah.
And that is the same thing.
Except
and it's
Shark Tale
DreamWorks.
sucked.
That's what I'm saying.
Shark Tale
Ants
was a
wasn't great.
terrible movie. Same
Yeah.
voice and everything.
Oh yeah, Patrick Warburton. He played Joe.
Yeah.
He had the same chin too. I am an ant.
The ant had the same
Oh,
chin.
yeah.
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 They just put it on the same thing. They just carry his face over it, everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and the funny thing is, the guy doesn't really have a chin. He's just always like this. He's always talking like that.
Yeah,
Did you just open that?
I did.
I brought one up. Jimmy, you should try one of these.
Oh shit.
They're hard as fuck to find.
Are they really?
They're delicious though. Mango cart.
Golden Road Brewing.
So my dad got into them in Florida, and I could barely find them here until
Where did
one
you
day.
find it?
My stepdad Ron found that in Burlington at a big liquor outlet, and I haven't been able to find it anywhere else. Yeah, it's very, very.
I
good.
love those mango
It's
blue moons.
fruity as shit. That's way. I think that blows it away.
Yeah.
If you
cool.
can taste it,
If you can taste it.
Yeah, taste it.
it's really good.
We're saying taste it.
It's like an apple juice. That's
Taste
yours
it.
if you want it.
Drink
Oh,
it.
Cool. Let me just finish this.
All right. So Andy, what's your thoughts on bugs? We're talking. Oh, so we were saying how it's fun. They don't really do that anymore, I don't think. But there was like a short run of Pixar puts out a movie, and then DreamWorks puts out a similar movie. We had A Bug's Life and Ants, and then we had Finding Nemo, and then Shark Tale. And we have like these like shitty spin-offs of the big one. You know what I mean? Was there another Toy Story type thing?
They do. There was like fucking
I'm sure there was, right?
Toy Stories. 4 stories.
4 story, 30 toys ago.
4 stories of toys.
Do you guys remember Small Soldiers?
Yes.
Yes.
Wasn't that fucking that? I don't know if I haven't seen it in a long time, but I feel like that was a violent, dark movie for
It
the time.
was, yeah, it was. I think they came out like not long after Toy Story.
I
came
think
out.
that might be one of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was actually good. Like I actually liked that movie a lot.
I
and-
just remember the toy soldiers fighting each other, melting each other down.
Yeah.
and everything like that.
And they would literally stab the humans and shit. They would kill the people. And Tommy Lee Jones, I think, was the commando. Yeah, he was. He was the commando. And there were other big voices in there
And,
too.
I think
Kirsten
that-
Dunst was the girl.
Yeah, I think the main lead actor was actually that dude from Everwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What the fuck was his name? He doesn't have roles anymore. So
It peaked at Small Soldiers.
I think it actually peaked at Everwood. I think they came after. But that's like Everwood was like Chris Pratt's first start on a thing. It was him and his sister,
Oh, okay.
And he was actually in real life. He was dating his sister, like that. Not that it's actually his sister, but they were
Yeah.
actually dating in real
Yeah.
life. And that chick is actually the one who wound up being in Captain America and stuff. So
You know what's interesting too is Small Soldiers. It was like this corporation that made this cyber chip or whatever that makes the robots or the toys evil, and that's essentially what they did with the new Chucky. What they tried to do instead, they took the spiritual demon part out of it and they put the chip into
they
it.
just need to cut the shit with that. Like
Just
it
remakes.
was good for its time, and
Yeah.
and as far as its
No
time
one cares
goes,
about that today.
Yeah, and
It
as far as
doesn't-
it goes with cult classics, it's really at the bottom of my list. Like Chucky was never like
Nah.
one of those things. Like it was always like the main one was Freddy Krueger.
Oh
For
yeah,
me. Nightmare on Elm Street.
because you couldn't run away from him.
Yeah, he was in your dreams, dude. Like that's
You have to sleep, so you
That's
will
terrifying.
see him eventually.
dude.
It's so scary.
My aunt Vicky, she passed away. Me and my sister, right?
Mm.
All she would show us, all we would watch is Freddy Krueger movies. Like so, it was always Nightmare on Elm Street. And we went to the doctor one time, and they were like, "Oh, sing us a song." And we instantly looked at each other. We got stoic, and we were like, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. And he was like, "They need to stop watching those movies."
That's funny.
But I
That
guess
was
it helps
great,
because
man.
there's nothing scary anymore. Like
Nah,
anything
not
that comes out, I know people said they were losing sleep over watching Haunting on Hill House, and I laughed.
It had good moments.
No,
but
dude, it's a good movie.
it didn't
It's a
steal
good
sleep
show.
from
It
me.
was
Yeah.
nice,
It's a
but
good
I didn't
show.
have nightmares.
It's not scary, like in that sense of the word. I mean, I really like the shots from it. One of my favorite scenes from it is like the whole like funeral home thing
Oh,
with
yeah.
the lightning going off, and
Did you watch-
the still roll camera that's going the whole time?
Did you watch Midnight Mass?
Yes,
I loved it. Did
yeah.
you finish that?
I did.
That's a good show,
Unfortunately,
man.
I missed a couple episodes because
Did you finish it though?
He decided to play it all, so I watched the ending
Oh,
with
okay.
him. So
Yeah,
we
he
went through
saw it.
3
Yeah.
fucking final episodes of
That
it.
was good though. I liked it a lot.
I-
The priest carried that show. He was
He
great.
did.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of
like
fucked
that.
up that the main character like dies before anything else.
I thought of that
happens.
because it's the same director, and
Yeah.
he has that long shot on the beach at the beginning, and it's the same. It's very close to the funeral home, and I thought, oh, this guy likes his long shots.
Well, I was thinking, like, I was watching that, and I'm like, why does this chick look familiar? Like,
It's the same, yeah.
it's the goddamn it's the sister and the other thing, and
Yeah.
every
Hello,
movie he
saying
has, she's the main character. Have you ever-
Hush.
Hush,
Yeah,
yeah,
I liked it.
where she's deaf, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
And,
definite.
and the guy's breaking into her house or trying to get.
I
into her
liked
house
it, but
the
I
whole
thought
time.
that guy was too like too frat douchebag. Like he didn't scare me at all. He takes the mask off. It's like, oh, it's just a fucking
Yeah,
punk.
and, she has another one that she's in where I think she's stuck in her bed for some reason, and
What's your biography over
No,
COVID?
Is it the one where she's? Wait, no. Isn't there one where someone's handcuffed?
yeah, that's her. Yeah,
To the-
she's
to the dead
handcuffed in the
body.
bed.
I didn't see that.
She's handcuffed in a bed.
Is it good?
She has a husband who's actually the father from the fucking dude from ET.
The father from ET or the kid?
No, the kid from ET, who was the father in the house on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
this-
he plays her husband
Oh.
in that movie, but he has a heart attack and dies in the bed, and she's handcuffed in the bed. And like the whole thing is her just like fucking like breaking down and like seeing shit in the
But,
rooms and
but
stuff
what's
like that.
funny is like he knows like did she cheat on him? I don't remember. She did something or like and like he was using it all against her. And like she goes to the car and the batteries dying or there's no gas in it and like he has something playing on the radio like telling her like, "Oh, I'm kind of surprised you got this far." And this and this da 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 and no, because he wanted. I don't think he had a heart attack. I think didn't he like shoot himself or something.
Yeah, I think he commits suicide. I was surprised because they came up with the second part, like the because it's an anthology series, The Haunting of Hill House. I didn't even watch the second one because I
Nah.
heard really bad things about it.
Same.
And they used the chick that went to U. She's doing the U thing.
The show?
Yeah, she's on U.
I hear good things. I haven't seen it though.
It's good.
It's really good.
It's
I guess.
it's like Dexter in a way, but it's good.
Hmm.
The new Dexter is pretty good as well.
But for whatever reason, they didn't use the other characters on there other than the brother from that. He's in that. But I heard it was like really bad compared to the last one.
I have a hard time watching shows that use the same actors over and over. Like Right? What the hell's the fucking American Horror Story?
Yeah, I can't watch that.
Because I can't get
Same
invested
characters.
in the same actors.
Yeah.
I
And-
could. I think I stopped watching.
I
it
also like
after
a
certain
continuous
period.
story.
Yeah.
So
me
if it's
too.
not something you can continue, you shouldn't do it. Like it's not. You,
But I like what they did with Fargo though, because they end it
Well, I mean,
and then
like,
they changed the time period.
If they did
and
it
all
like if
different
they did it
actors.
like
that
Black
makes sense. That
Mirrors,
makes sense, yeah.
if they did it like Black Mirrors, it'd be different
That's great.
because it's
well,
a
Black
whole,
Mirror is
separate
essentially
thing.
Twilight, right?
It's a whole separate. It's a whole.
Essentially. In
It's
a
a
way.
whole separate, thing. So,
Well, every episode
every
is
episode's
different.
its
Yeah.
own story.
yeah. Which that's what I thought that the other show was.
I
gonna
really
be,
like
but it
that.
wasn't.
There's a thing like that. It's cartoons, like it's digital.
Love,
and
Death, and
it's-
Robots.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah, dude,
I
that
love
shit
it.
was crazy.
I love it. Nolan North's in a bunch of them. he's like he's in a bunch
I
of
don't
the
remember
characters.
if I finished it. I remember watching them, and I was
It's
like,
great.
"This is really cool."
Dude, there's this one thing where this guy thinks he's like fucking this beautiful girl, and it's like this nasty ass alien.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know what's cool about that show, which I kind of like, is depending on whose Netflix account you're on, the order of the episodes changes. So if I told you, hey, you got to see episode 1, yours is different than mine.
Really?
Yeah, I discovered that. So it's kind of cool. They actually switch up the order of them. So you're not watching them in the same order as I would be.
I think my favorite one was
cool.
I think my favorite one was the farmer that had to fight off
Nolan
the
North
aliens.
is the farmer guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the
And he's got,
robots.
like the mech suits. Yeah,
That was sick. Yeah.
that was a good one.
I love how they blend modern technology or futuristic technology with like old school stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's
Like,
pretty cool.
every episode's like different. You don't know what kind of like graphic you're gonna get in there. You don't
Yeah.
know if it's gonna be a cartoon or.
I love the one with the Russians when they're in the snow, like and they have to fight off those monsters that come out of the cave and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That was a good one.
There's a lot of good ones in there. I can watch it. It's good, but it's like I prefer like a story. Like that's why I liked I liked what they did with Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Like Stranger Things like did such a great job. I think it really helped Netflix big time get their like originals out there and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like The Witcher and stuff like that. But
Mhm. Yeah, it was a big deal.
before Stranger Things, they didn't have a whole lot out there that they were doing. I mean, they had House of Cards. If you're into that kind of thing, I don't know. I think
I like the original Witcher.
I think Henry Cavill did a really good
he
job.
did a great job because he's a fan.
He is my Witcher now. So
you.
It's just how it is now.
The original Geralt will always be my Witcher.
Listen, he is.
And he doesn't even have like an accent. in
He
the
is
game.
my Geralt.
He has
now.
like barely an
All
accent.
right, he is.
So
he is my Geralt.
wanted-
Shut up.
Henry Cavill wanted to. He didn't want to copy the guy who did the
Yeah.
voice 100%. So he decided to put a little bit of a British accent
British,
in
yeah.
there.
He definitely. They all
Because
do.
he didn't want to do the American version of it and
What do you
be
mean?
like completely like the other guy. He wanted that guy to have his own voice,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to overlap with that, so he made up his own thing.
That's fair. At least he knows what it would have been. Like,
Yeah.
At least he's not just doing it just because.
And
Like,
he does a
knows.
really good job with it.
He's great.
I was a little pissed off with how they did the whole thing when they go to the castle and what is it called?
When
Jared Mormont. What the hell is that castle called there?
Which one?
Serious Home?
No, the one where they make the Witchers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I forget.
like the House of Witches? Or
Yeah.
the Castle of Witches?
Yeah,
House of Witchers.
The House of Witches. No, there's an actual name of the castle.
And then they're
It's
like-
not coming
they're
to
like,
me
"Oh,
right now.
wait."
Where the tree is.
Yeah.
Her blood can make
I
more
don't,
Witchers.
I don't like how they fucking kill Eskel off instantly. You meet Eskel and he's dead, but Eskel's still alive in the game.
Oh yeah.
It's also weird that Lambert went from a fucking dark-haired guy to a redhead with a beard. Doesn't look anything like him. Doesn't act like him at all either.
They needed a redhead. Like
And there was a
another one.
shit ton of Witchers in there.
Because they get rid of Triss.
There's a shit ton of Witchers.
There's a lot of witches.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of dead ones.
Yeah. Well, they all wind up dead.
Yeah.
They all wind up dead.
I thought Vesemir was great though.
No, that was a good casting.
idea.
He's perfect.
He looks dead on from the game. Like
Yeah.
dead on.
He's even better than freaking The Witcher himself.
yeah. Yeah,
Like,
he is.
he was perfect.
Well, if you're gonna do The
lost the
Witcher
gauge.
yourself, you're gonna have to make Geralt older.
Oh, there it
Because
is.
Geralt's an older looking fucking dude.
He is.
His eyes though, kind of like intensified in the second season versus the first
Oh,
one.
his contacts are like super bright.
Yeah.
They're like distracting.
They were like barely gold.
He's like a cat.
Geralt.
It's not Geralt's voice.
I love when he like in
I'm
the
Geralt.
there's a moment in the game early on when you're getting ready to go to this like event and the guy's shaving you and then he's like I'll get you something to wear. He's like, hurry before my beard grows back. This is awesome.
That thing grows back so fast.
I love that he has this like he's so sarcastic in the game. Like he has these dry jokes that are just fucking hilarious. He calls all his horses Roach, no matter who they are.
Roach.
It's funny hearing like the different like things because obviously the Black Witch that the one that actually just got thrown into prison with what's his name? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't be saying this. You haven't even watched it yet.
Which one?
You haven't seen the show?
What?
No, he hasn't seen the second season yet.
I thought you did.
What's
yeah, you
season?
did.
What?
Oh, you have seen
The
it?
Witcher? You saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
thinking,
making
I'm
sure.
thinking of Anthony. Anthony hasn't watched it yet.
He is Anthony.
I'm Andy Anthony.
Antonio.
Antonio's been working out over here.
Huh.
Hey.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. You guys just fucking mango drinking his martini
You
glass.
fucking drinking the mango. You fancy as shit, Christopher.
Frangelica, her name is. You know the black.
She likes cookies?
Well, she's
Wait, which one?
She's the-
Frangelica.
yeah, she's the one who gets her eyeballs plucked out and everything in the game.
I don't remember.
Yeah, the
I don't know
emperor
if I got
plucks
that
her
far.
eyebrows, her eyeballs out.
Her eyebrows.
No more eyebrows for you.
You don't need eyebrows.
You gotta look
anymore.
ugly, you piece of shit.
Your
Give me that
eyebrows are
fucking
worthless.
hookah.
But it's funny seeing her in the thing, and she's like helping them and everything. So, like she's helping the Nilfgaards. I do like that they changed their armor because the armor was dog shit in the first one. You see how lumpy and weird looking it was, and it
They didn't have the money.
It completely changes, by the way, in the second season. Completely different.
I love that epic last fight though with the basilisk that come through the portal, and they're trying to he's trying to protect Ciri from Vesemir at the same time as all are fighting these fucking monsters and shit.
Well, I
That was
love
cool.
that they go through the portal and the fucking wild
the wild
hunt.
hunt. They were sick.
Yeah,
They look good.
yeah, they do. It's
like
kind of
that.
weird that the witch
The
just
sexy,
appears.
what do we call him? The sexy, like the sexy Ice King. Is that what we said?
What are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? The sexy ice king. There's no ice in The Witcher. Barely.
No, it's just like that parallel universe that they go into. There's like,
I don't know what you're saying. What the fuck are you talking about right now? The parallel universe, they go and they see the wild hunt.
yes.
What are you talking about from
Well,
there?
there's supposed to be an ice storm that follows them with that.
I thought the wild hunt were in ice, but that'd
Yeah,
be
they
White
were-
Walkers essentially.
Well,
though.
it's the world they're coming from is dead. It's dying.
Yeah.
It's like an ice world, so they take the frost with them, and that's so in the
Right.
game
They're
bring-
frosty in the game,
yeah,
right?
Well, in the game they release the frost on,
Yeah.
on their plan, and you
That's
have
what
to
I
go
thought.
back and stop it and everything like that. But
Yeah, they looked a little hot in the show.
in
See?
the movie,
See?
in
No,
the
you
game,
get
it's
it.
so they look so like devastating with their masks on and everything. It turns out they're just elves.
Yeah.
They
They
just,
look like the what are those things in Lord of the Rings? Like the screeching things?
yeah,
The
the
penises,
What do they call those?
reverence.
the big dicks.
They look like reverence and everything.
They were like the first that I can think of that had that vibe.
I don't know. Every time I fucking see them, I just go to the Johnny Cash song. Riders on the storm.
Riders on
You
the
right?
storm.
I thought that was the Doors.
That is the Doors. Sorry.
Did they cover it? And then sometimes I think, oh, did they cover it or
No,
was
Johnny
it them?
Cash has that other song there. What is it? The Man Who Knocks? Or what is it called?
The burning ring of fire.
Alone time, burning ring of fire.
And there's a man coming around taking names.
Oh yeah,
That actually leads right into the Riders, the Four Horsemen and everything, which is actually what the Riders on the Riders on the Storm are.
I
the
see what
Four
you're saying.
Horsemen.
yeah.
Which is why I like it so much because it's apocalyptical and everything
Ah.
like that. So it like kind of ties into everything. But they're supposed to be the apocalypse when they come. The
Yeah.
end comes with them.
They're kind of like that. What's that Hercules thing with like the horse and carriage that come down? Like they take the dead or whatever. Is
Yeah,
that a thing? I think
Is
so.
a thing. It is.
It
a thing,
is,
but
right?
I think that's a mummy. I think that's an Egyptian thing.
Is it Egyptian? Yeah. Yeah, they like pick you up. And there was a
I only know that because it was in the Mummy.
Mummy
movie with
brothers.
Brandon Fraser.
That maybe that's what I'm thinking of. The Mummy 2, I think that happened.
Dude, that's one. The Mummy is my favorite.
the
movie of
first
all time.
movie holds up 100%.
Yeah, it's so
fucking
nostalgic for
I
me.
love
that
the
it's
movie.
like my number one.
And I can't decide if it's nostalgia or if it's just good because I think it holds. Like even the effects are still
yeah, that's a
pretty
problem.
good.
I have that with two movies. It's Jurassic Park, the first one,
I think
and The Mummy.
I think it still holds up.
Yeah. So
I don't think it's just nostalgia. I think those movies are phenomenal. It was such a good action adventure horror. It hit all the genres. The Mummy, it hits everything.
it does. It really got me into like history and everything. That movie really did. I don't think I was really into history that much until that point. Are you good?
The fuck's wrong with you?
I'm good.
You look tired.
I don't know if you ever seen The Mummy.
I've seen The Mummy.
Yo, Bobby.
My mummy.
Are you lying?
No, I've seen the movie. I've seen the Mummy movie.
What happens?
You know what would be really
There's
bad?
a mummy.
That shitty
Dude, the new one I watched on a plane, it was fucking dog shit. I couldn't.
Tom Cruise,
I couldn't.
and Jackie Chan and shit.
I couldn't get
Actually,
through
the
it.
Jackie Chan was in the one with the last one with Brandon Fraser. That was
I
the Mummy
couldn't
3.
do it. I
Then
didn't
they
even see that.
Yeah, they rebooted it, and it was fucking Tom Cruise. Like, why?
It
Get
was
the fuck outta
so
here with that
bad.
dog
Wait, do you
shit.
have a mummy with Tom Cruise?
It was so bad.
You guys ready?
No. I had to stare at your plumber's crack while we were eating chicken in the kitchen.
Well, listen,
You fucking
sometimes
get a belt.
sometimes those elastic waist.
It's because he's wearing a teenager's Britney shirt and he won't cover his ass crack.
Leave Britney alone.
He barely fits in the
Listen,
fucking thing.
I bought this at Target. She probably didn't get
Clearly.
She probably didn't get money for it.
I bet you three people wore that.
into a father's pocket.
She
Three people wore that before you got it.
It's true.
Speaking of vintage, he's wearing vintage shit right there.
I don't even know if it's vintage because he bought it like last year
No, it's been
It's
like
hand me down.
at a Target.
it's been like
It's repurposed.
it's been like 2 years.
Her face wasn't originally on there.
Yeah, they
recasted it.
photoshopped it on. That was Sebastian Bach before.
It was actually pink before.
Hey! Sebastian Bach, yeah! What's going on, guys?
That's funny. Yeah, that was
No, it's not.
just get into a fight on there.
It's not funny.
It's not fucking
I
fun.
don't like the way you treat me.
Fuck yeah.
piece of shit.
I'll kill you right there.
I'll fucking
Kill you when you
I'll
stand.
dive across this table and take
Let's
you
go.
out. Piece of shit.
Let's go. Bring it on.
I will. I'll bring you something.
I'll bring you
I
something.
fucking Superman him over the table.
Show it to me.
I'd dive you into your own monitor. Superman versus
Everything
Batman.
fucking broken. Father from that house party shows up, punching shit off the wall.
There's a fan randomly in here. He just comes in. He brings his own. He installs it and just smashes it.
It's just spinning.
He just starts punching your pictures off. What the fuck?
He's just moshing. That was fucking amazing. There's no video evidence of that show though.
No,
Just pictures
no,
only.
there is pictures.
So this fucking thing.
Oh, so
What's going on?
How's it going at the job?
What's going on over there?
Fuck y'all, die.
You got an alarm going on? Are you timing us?
I just wanted to see. We made an hour. You've never made an hour without peeing. Now he's gonna have to pee like 5 times.
I'm gonna need a refill.
Dude, he already looks like he's ready for bed. His
Right.
eyes are all fogged
You're just
up.
an old boy.
Listen, I woke up early. All right.
I need you to give me a ride home. Look at him.
What time were you up at?
Yeah, explain.
I think I was up around like I was gonna say 7:30, 8.
Me too, I think.
8.
Yeah.
I was up till 4:34 in the morning.
good to
5
go.
almost.
I mean, I went to bed
I
around
woke
like
up at 11.
I went to bed around like 1:30.
Why are you getting up so early?
Yeah.
Well,
He just opens his
Bree
eyes.
Bree was going in for her first day of work
Surgery.
On Saturday?
on
Or
a Sunday.
Sunday, wow. Wait, she already went to work today? She already went to
Don't
work.
get me started. I'll narrate this whole fucking thing.
What?
She already went to work on a Sun. Fuck that.
Yeah, she
Working on a
she wasn't
Sunday.
supposed to be home until like 5, but she got out early.
Why
so.
would she get the job that gives her the dog shit hours of working on a Sunday?
No, she doesn't have to work weekends all the time. It's just one day a week. But they were like, "Oh, come in Saturday and Sunday." But obviously Saturday there was a
Yeah,
fucking
fuck
snowstorm.
Right.
So they're like, "Oh,
Were
come
all
in Sunday."
stores closed Saturday? I don't
And
know.
then
yeah.
I think so. I
Probably.
think most of them.
I
think so.
a lot of people didn't show up or whatever. So
That ended up being a fucking wash. Everyone's like, "Oh, this might be the Blizzard of '78 all over again." It's like, just
Dude.
fucking settle down.
25 inches.
We ain't getting shit.
I'm surprised
Settle
anyone
down.
could say the blizzard of 78.
No one's been around.
Yeah. Those fucking kids that don't even fucking have like years on their life.
They didn't have weather forecasts back then. They weren't prepared for a blizzard. That's why it was so bad.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Yeah.
Because they have weather forecasts now and they're always wrong too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean like
Yeah.
besides having like your own business where you can make your own hours,
Right.
other businesses should have people working less.
Well, that doesn't actually
Well, that's
equate right away.
Well, that's why a lot of people are trying now. Like you see, I guess they were saying that throughout COVID, more LLCs have been started, like more than ever, because everyone's like, well, now I know I can't rely on the system, so I have to try something else.
Yeah,
Like
but
everyone's starting to try
it's going
that.
to come to a lot of failed businesses.
Of course.
So,
Oh, absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely.
which is just going to look bad on like fair business trade. Like, oh, look at all these businesses are failing. And then we're going to have a politician talking about failed businesses. We need the small man to survive, which they do every fucking single year.
Yeah, they're against the small man because they shut down restaurants and
You know?
shit.
And they're all about big government. So.
yeah, clearly, a lot of New York restaurants are never going to reopen, and a lot of the best ones. So it's like they're
Fuck
going to
New
lose
York.
tourism.
And
No,
this-
but they fuck their own selves.
Unless you're opening up a Dunkin' Donuts and a McDonald's, it's gonna be rough.
We could try
On Dunkin' Donuts.
a Bunkin' Donuts.
We opened up a
Dunkin' Donuts.
franchise, boys.
We have better donuts here.
Fucking Dunkin'.
Come here.
Yeah,
We
Dunkin's, dude.
we sprinkle cocaine in our fucking donuts, bro.
I think that's illegal.
It's okay, because you'll keep coming back for more.
yeah, right.
It's at one place. Every time I go there, I get so much fucking energy. I just need that fucking donut.
They have the donuts.
It's only that fucking Dunkin' Donuts,
donut.
by the way.
It's not that coffee.
It's just those fucking donuts. I don't know what it is.
Something about the frosting, kid.
Fuck the goddamn
Get
coffee.
me fucking amped up, dude.
Give me that sprinkled donut with that good powder.
It's the powdered classic donut.
Yeah, right.
They have these fucking glazed powdered donuts you fucking
I
die
love the
for.
smell of them powdered donuts.
You go in there, you feel like you're gonna fucking jump off a bridge because the fucking donuts are so fucking good.
I would love to have a donut like that, by the way, because every fucking donut I've ever had is sad and disgusting. It's not even good. I don't know the obsession
I
with
might have
donuts.
powdered donuts upstairs. Do you want a sad and depressing powdered donut?
Bring them down. I will say that I've never been a huge fan of pancakes. Waffles are better.
Yes, I agree 100%.
What the fuck
What
is-
is it? Waffles?
Waffles are better
I've
than
n-
pancakes.
Pancakes are overrated.
They're,
they're
I would
filling.
take a waffle over
It's like
pancake.
eating a sock.
I would definitely take a waffle.
It's too filling.
And you can
and
glaze.
sometimes
you can
they're not
glaze
even
it.
cooked all the way
You
through.
can glaze it the same way. You have the butter and you have the.
Well, the waffle
syrup.
holds the syrup,
That's what I'm
it
saying.
has
Waffle-
pockets,
Yeah, and it's a structure, and you can actually feel
You
that
know what it
structure when
is?
you're chewing.
and it doesn't really get soggy
It
as
has.
fast.
It has a crunch.
That's important.
It has a
It
crunch.
does. It's like perfect mac and cheese.
It doesn't have that like. It has a.
The sound effects. like that.
The fucking door. I'm gonna fucking get a bed.
Maybe if I find powdered donuts.
Yeah, along the way. Would you walk over to Dunkin's and get a fucking order?
Motherfucking powder donut, fucking donut, fucking powder donut.
He's so fucked up. He's like, where do I live again?
He's gonna walk outside and forget he has a key.
Right.
Whose house is this? Where the fuck am I?
He's like, all right, guys, I'm going home. He just gets in his car and just drives in some random direction.
And Andy got a DUI. How the fuck did that happen?
Oh, gee, I wonder.
He left his house to go home.
Right? He made it down the block and crashed into a mailbox.
Right down the street. He could have just backed his car up and it would have been fine, but instead he sat there.
And the funny thing is, his car's in the garage and he wouldn't even open the door to get out.
That's a bad thing. He'd start his car and not know how to get out of the fucking garage.
He just back up through the door.
Back up to the back.
Is that you?
I think it
Is
was.
that in the music? It might be the music. Oh.
I think it's the music, yeah. It's not me.
Yeah, it's got has to be the music. This is a weird song. Oh, it's a live cast of like. Why don't you share those? This is the part where you have to be chewing loudly
I only plan to chew loudly.
away from the mic. You fuck.
You know, Breeze attacked the shit out of that bag because there's nothing left in there.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not a bag. That's why
these are not mine.
they are now.
She's going to kill you.
She could try.
Your fiance is going to ring you up by the fucking neck and balls.
I thought there was powdered donuts. I was gonna really add to the donut.
Those are probably like the bad off-brand from.
They're probably stale. I don't like stale Jacks.
Yeah. They're definitely jacks. You can tell by that crunch. Those things should never crunch like that. Those are jacks.
Those sound still as fuck.
Very unappetizing.
Those sound horrible.
Those things sound more like fucking Chinos.
So
than they do cheese
we did
puffs.
another podcast, and I was like, you could. I wasn't chewing into the mic, but every time I talked, you could tell I had food in my mouth. I was
You would actually think this guy just got high fucking drinking.
I know. It's like all of a sudden his eyes like get 0.5% open, and then he's eating everything.
He's practically sleeping.
I noticed that you were talking, and then I saw him like being like, "What the fuck's going on over there?"
Hey, you know,
I was
you're
getting
like,
into it.
what is going on?
You're
with
just
you?
an old man. You fall asleep all the time, standing up.
He's an old Billy Goat. Which doesn't make any sense for the shape he's in. You'd think he would have the most energy out of us.
It's because he goes hard when he works out, and then he just eats this shit after.
Yeah, you need a better diet. You need a better diet than us weaklings over here.
I cut out a lot
Chester's
of this
cheese
junk
puffs.
food. All right.
Then why are you eating it?
It's an
If
exception.
you cut it out, why the fuck are you stuffing your face with it?
I can.
It's an exception anytime we're in studio.
If you cut it out, then you would not be eating it right now. So I call bullshit.
I cut it out until I want it.
Yeah.
Until Brie goes on a diet, you'll never be on a diet, truly. Because you're going to eat everything she doesn't eat. And that's a lot of food.
Because it's around. When it's in arm's reach, you just
If
eat
he
it.
didn't work out and he didn't have his metabolism, he'd probably be bigger than Anthony.
That's like saying, hey, if you were a fat fuck, you'd be fat. Clearly, if you don't have a metabolism, you don't work out, you end up putting weight on. That's how it works.
Well, I do
Science.
those things. I am a fat fuck. So
Listen,
This food's good.
I see myself in the mirror and I'm like, unacceptable.
Look at that. Unacceptable.
and he still stuffs his face.
He
with
starts
the
his
best.
day that way. He's got a bag of chips. He's in the bathroom just looking at himself. Like, this is unacceptable. He just
And then he
keeps
just
eating.
gives you the bag of chips.
If I wasn't drinking right now, I wouldn't be eating this. I'd be-
If you acknowledge that it's unacceptable, you can do it, right? As
Dude,
long
you
as
could
you
be
know.
drinking and make some fresh fucking food.
Oh,
Jimmy, I already ate a bunch of chicken.
You fire up the Traeger, make some more chicken.
Matt had some chicken too.
the baby likes chicken.
The baby.
She's gonna be a monster. She's like crawling over to the like, scraps. She's like,
She's crawling. She's like,
she's barely swallowed the piece already. She's like crawling.
Chicken
over
the
it.
bones. Just
It's hilarious. It's
eating
so
the
funny.
fucking chicken bones.
She's like drooling like a dog, just trying to get to it. She's coughing and shit. Her eyes are watering because of the pepper. She's like,
phlegm and blood coming out of her mouth.
she's crawling over to it.